I froze. The camera clicked. The flash lit the room, but not enough to warm the frost creeping up my spine. In the middle of a laugh-filled swirl of faces, a glass of champagne gleamed in someone's hand. Her voice cut through, sharp and deliberate. "Move out of the picture. Your face is ruining the aesthetic." I blinked, my skin tightening. The words didn't belong here, in a place meant for celebration, for smiles. I could feel the pulse in my temples. Heat rose, then a chill settled in my chest. The laughter around me blurred into a muffled, distant hum. I wasn't in the room anymore. I was somewhere darker, where I could think. I stepped out of frame, not too slowly, not with hesitation, just enough to erase myself from her picture. And then I kept walking, past the crowd, past the cake, past the glittering decorations that now seemed like shards of glass. My hands in my coat pockets, my jaw tight, no glance back. I didn't need to see her face. I didn't need to hear the polite murmurs, the gasps, the forced laughter. I knew. I already knew. I got in my car. The engine roared to life like it was mocking me. Every vibration through the wheel felt like a small comfort. I drove away. Darkness swallowed the city streets. Lights smeared past me, and I let my mind drift, not to anger, not yet, but to clarity. Her face, that sneer, that calculated cruelty. I had seen it before. Fleeting, tiny moments at first, almost invisible unless you were paying attention. The way she laughed a little too long at someone else's joke while my story went unheard. The way her hand always hovered near another man's when we shook hands with friends. The way her eyes flicked over my shoulder when she thought I wasn't looking. I had loved her once, fiercely, stupidly. But love does not blind you forever. And it does not forgive everything. I remember the first night I realized it, the quiet, creeping doubt. A text left open on her phone. A pause when she caught me looking. Nothing confirmed, nothing concrete, but a seed planted. Anxiety, fear, hurt, the kind that turns you into a ghost in your own home. And every time I asked, she smiled. That smile, dismissive, sweet, but hollow. My doubt, my imagination, my insecurities, that's what she said. I should have left then, but I didn't. Love is patient, and revenge is patient too. They feed on the same waiting, on the same slow, burning fire. Over the weeks, subtle signs sharpened into truth. She would come home later than she said. Her perfume clung to jackets that weren't mine. Invitations from friends I didn't know she had. Her phone, that fortress of secrecy, always face down, always buzzing with a life that wasn't for me. I watched quietly. At first, I thought I'd never find proof, but that only made the hunt sweeter. I started small, little observations, notes in my phone, screenshots, location checks, tiny conversations turned around and dissected. The puzzle grew. Each piece fit too neatly to be coincidence. My chest would tighten, my stomach not. But anger didn't rush me anymore. Strategy did. Calm, cold, meticulous strategy. The night I found it, the final piece, the undeniable truth, was almost mundane. She left her laptop open, a carelessness I would later thank her for. I sat in the chair, hands steady, heart thundering in a muted rhythm. Emails, messages, receipts, all lined up like soldiers, ready for battle. Her lies sprawled across the screen, messy but complete. Months of betrayal layered with manipulation, carefully hidden beneath smiles and social charm. I remember leaning back, the office chair creaking under me, a sip of whiskey, a deep, slow exhale. I had everything now. Not just proof, but leverage. Not just anger, but a plan. And the plan would be beautiful in its precision. I didn't act immediately. I waited, watched. She didn't notice the shift. She never did. The key to revenge is not noise. It's silence. To be underestimated is to have the element of surprise. I positioned myself carefully. Every move calculated, invitations accepted, events attended, opportunities catalogued. Her friends, the ones who mattered to her image, unknowingly became pawns. Every compliment, every laugh, every photo posted online was ammunition. Then came her birthday party, the perfect stage. Lights, laughter, cameras flashing like tiny suns, all pointing to her vanity. I could have confronted her then, called her out in front of everyone. But where's the artistry in that? No, this required finesse, timing, control. So I smiled. I played my part. The picture moment approached. The group formed. Everyone craned their necks, arms locked, smiles plastered. And then she sneered. Move out of the picture. Your face is ruining the aesthetic. I stepped aside, of course. But the walk to my car wasn't escape. It was performance. Every step measured, every heartbeat a drum counting down to the explosion. She didn't see me again that night. She didn't know the silence she had inspired was my instrument. Later, my phone buzzed. A single message from her friend, she's still crying. Not out of malice, but relief perhaps, or fear. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. Her empire of smiles, of admiration, of social perfection was already cracking, and I was the quiet agent of its collapse. Over the next few days, the fallout was cinematic. Friends whispered, questions mounted. Subtle leaks, screenshots of her own messages, her own confessions, carefully curated to hit social media, private chats, and work emails simultaneously. Her social circle fractured. Allies abandoned her before she could comprehend the betrayal she herself had sown. The more she screamed, the more fragile her facade became. The more she tried to explain, the worse she appeared. I watched from the periphery, calm, controlled. Not satisfaction exactly, though there was that, but clarity. Every carefully placed step, every silence, every deliberate action brought her closer to the truth she refused to see. And the best part, she never suspected me. Not for a second. In her panic, she accused others, blamed the wrong people, fumbled her way through chaos I had orchestrated while sipping coffee, a silent witness to her unraveling. And yet, even as she fell apart, I felt a strange liberation. The burden of love, of deceit, of unacknowledged humiliation, it all lifted. Revenge is not about cruelty. It's about reclamation. Control returned to me. Pain transformed into power. Every sleepless night, every ounce of hurt became currency for this moment. I thought about her face in that picture, sneering, imperious, unaware. I thought about how long I had carried the weight of her contempt. And then I thought about how beautifully silent it all became. The way her world crumbled without me lifting a hand in anger. That's the artistry. That's the mastery. The last time I saw her, weeks later, she looked at me with confusion, fear, and disbelief all rolled into a single expression. The party had ended, the guests had scattered, and she realized too late that I had won. Her aesthetic, her carefully curated image of perfection, destroyed by her own choices, and I had been the quiet architect. I walked away then, and this time not to a car, but into a life that no longer required permission, validation, or love from someone unworthy. I didn't look back. Not once. Revenge isn't loud. It isn't about yelling. It's about precision, timing, observation, and the courage to wait. Let pain mature into strategy. To turn betrayal into power. I remember that night alone in the darkened streets, headlights cutting lanes of light through rain-slick asphalt. I remember thinking how strange it was that the end felt like freedom. That justice, when crafted carefully, tastes sweet but not bitter. That victory doesn't roar, it whispers. Her empire of faces, of curated smiles, of carefully posed photographs, gone, collapsed under the weight of her own deceit. She wept. They whispered. And I walked into the quiet, carrying nothing but clarity and a slow, satisfied pulse of triumph. Some might say it was cruel, perhaps, but she chose cruelty first. I only mirrored it with precision. Pain was delivered, but not chaos. She suffered, yes, but I rose. Betrayal is a teacher. Revenge is its lesson. Control is its reward. And the final photograph, her face frozen in horror, my absence immortalized in the frame, was worth every silent night spent planning, every observation, every moment I restrained myself from action. The moral is simple. Those who tear down others for their own vanity seldom see the consequences until they hit them square in the chest. And those who endure, who wait, who watch quietly, we do not need to scream. Our victory is quiet, devastating, and absolute. I smile now when I think of it. Not with malice, not with glee, but with recognition of the rhythm, the artistry, the inevitability. Justice, when executed like a clockwork machine, is beautiful. She destroyed our life with a sneer. I returned it perfectly, silently, in a frame she will never forget. And the final truth, sometimes walking out of a picture is the first step toward reclaiming your life.